Hello everybody and welcome to Truth Proof. Another short from myself about 1998 today. And oh yeah, a long time ago, I know. You know, we're going back like well over 20 years. And why am I so fixed on 1998? And I admit that I am. Because I'm amazed by the amount of activity that took place in this year. And I want to talk about a few of the cases and the few of the UFOs that were reported around East and North Yorkshire. You know, I've spoken about the spaceship that landed on the hillside at Bempton during the fishing match in November 1998, witnessed by a group of fishermen on the cliff tops that night. And it kind of relates to the Hunmanby incident because it's in the same year. And at Hunmanby, the day before the flying saucer landed at the back of the compound on this industrial estate, one of the men from the unit and two from, I think it was the bus breakers compound, a few units down, observed three huge triangles coming from the sea, obviously moving inland, so big and black that they were blacking out the stars as they arrived. So we think that is July. Yeah, we think that's July of 1998. But lots of things were seen, as I've said before, and I intend to just throw this net wider after I've done this one and cover some of the other reports from 1998, because just because they're historic does not mean that they're not worth noting, they're not worth learning about. You know, the newspapers of the day back in I think it was April 1998 reported a giant UFO tracked on radar, and it said it was a sensational story. That's what the national newspapers of the day reported when they said a massive craft, this massive object, was tracked on radar by the RAF Fylingdale's North Yorkshire Moors listening station. It was reported to be flying at 17,000 miles an hour over the North Sea. They actually think the actual date that this was reported was the 28th of February, 1998. 17,000 miles an hour, huge UFO tracked on radar. Then it's said to have accelerated away at an estimated speed of 24,000 miles per hour, heading off over the Atlantic Ocean. And this picked up on radar by RAF Fylingdales. Apparently, it was of such concern that I think it was F-16 fighters were scrambled by the Dutch Air Force in what was a futile attempt to intercept the object. Its shape was allegedly triangular in appearance and over 900 feet in length. Can you believe that? 900 feet. It's like a row of houses. Do you know what I mean? You can imagine the occupants that could have been in that, the intelligent beings that may have been responsible for building this craft, because I don't think it was man-made. If this is a genuine story, then there's clearly some intelligence out there that's way ahead of us. If they can create something that can fly at 24,000 miles per hour and stay in the air 900 foot long. I reported what I called the 900-foot UFO, gosh, a few years ago. I think I wrote about it in Truth Proof 3. That involved a witness from Scarborough who'd gone with his daughter to sit in a cafe overlooking the bay. And from this vantage point where they were sat overlooking the sea, they could see the cliffs of Bempton and Speeton. I don't know why I say Bempton, people, because Speeton would be the first ones that you would see, 420 feet. And you can see the lighthouse as a marker you know, that would be flashing around at intervals, and you know that's stopped now. They've changed the light on the lighthouse, but back in the day, you would have been clearly been able to identify the exact area that this man and his daughter saw this object, which he tells me protruded from the cliff face at Speeton. Above the sea, a globe of light just popped out. That's how it looked to him. Bearing in mind, he's looking a good distance away. He's looking down the coast, probably, I don't know, 15 miles down the coast as the crow flies. And he said a globe of light popped out, then another, then another. And I think, you know, my memory serves me right, I think there was about 7 or 8 balls of white light that seemingly came out of the cliff face with one red light in the center. He believed it was all one object because he said it moved in unison. It's kind of arced to the left as one and arced back. Other people in this cafe where he was having a drink with his daughter observed it as well, and it just seemed to retract back into the cliff. Now, I don't for one second think that there's a 900-foot UFO hidden in the cliffs at Speeton. It's just a strange story. So staying on the theme of 1998, and I'd like to go to March 1998 and into the little village of Skirler, close to Hornsey on the East Yorkshire coast. And the witness reported seeing a white light with an inner red light, and this light was moving very strangely, up and down, sideways, left and right, moving across the sky in the direction of Hornsey. So once again, the location is key, and it proves it time and time again over decades and decades when we're getting these sightings. And if we want to go the other way, let's go up the coast. Let's leave East Yorkshire and move towards North Yorkshire, not far from Fylingdales once again, and Raincliffe Woods. Another location, Raincliffe Woods, that's produced an array of high strangeness that's come to me over the years. And this was on the 19th of March, 1998. And whatever it was seen by a number of people who called the police and also called the Coast Guards, who suggested it may have been a parachute flare. Do you know the light forms that are seen up and down the coast off Bempton and Bridlington? Often witnesses will say that these things are bright orange and just hang in the sky, and the authorities will say, we think it's a flare. Well, if it's a flare, it's going to descend from the sky and it's going to illuminate the air around them. Invariably, these things don't. But I understand that they've got to look for a rational explanation because they want to sound professional, even if the rational explanation does not fit what was seen. So, it's, you know, it said that this parachute flare slowly descended and hung above Raincliffe Woods. Once again, Raincliffe Woods, we've done this one many times. I've got a report of a red globe the size of, I think it was the size of a baseball with all tentacles hanging from it. This wasn't 1998, but it crossed the road independently, obviously, in front of a driver and went into the woods. There's the report of the young woman walking her dog who came across an oval-shaped cloud about 3 foot off the ground, just hanging there, a solid mass of cloud. I was like, imagine suspending cotton wool. And it just looked strange. She walked through it, nothing happened. When she turned back, it had gone. So, you know, just different things seen. If we want to go inland a little bit, you know, and we'll stay in the area, so to speak. We'll go to Harrogate on March the 27th, 1998. Multicoloured lights were seen or reported hovering in the sky before heading off at high speed, totally silent. So the final report for the 1998 section I'm doing now is from Whitby, 18th of July, 1998, when strange lights were seen in the sky as dusk fell. And they were reported to RAF Fylingdales. Once again, literally, Fylingdales probably in some locations from Whitby would be in sight. So that's how close these things are. And that's how much these unknowns are penetrating our airspace. And we're we just seem helpless to do anything about it. Fylingdale's explained them away as being an American satellite. And, you know, I think it were reported in the Whitby Gazette as lights in the night sky, as some title or some heading like that. But an American satellite, you know, in the 1960s, we would have been reporting these things as weather balloons. We had a craze in the 2000s where everything was reported as Chinese lanterns. It's difficult to keep hanging on to these explanations for what these things are as the decades pass. And it'll be interesting to see what future explanations are for these unknowns that are penetrating our airspace. Not only penetrating our airspace, but in and around high security military installations. I mean, that is fascinating in itself, that these things, these unknowns, are able to do that. So I'll end it there. And remember, if you like what we're talking about, if you like what we're doing, please feel free to press the like and subscribe. Send us your reports of the strange and unusual. If you're interested in the Truth Proof books, they can be obtained via the website truthproof.uk. The Kindle versions of the books are on Amazon. And if anybody wants to watch our documentary Wolflands on DVD, such as this, they can be obtained through the website truthproof.uk. And it's also available to watch on Amazon Prime. So don't forget, press the like and subscribe, and thank you very much.